I'm going to talk about Hallmark movies. I would say that every Hallmark movie cannot be wrong. Have you ever watched Hallmark movies? Do you know what they're all about? They usually address the only one problem. Guess what? Do you think what problem it is? Well, if you guessed it right, it's inner loneliness. Because every Hallmark movie wants to pair up two people who feel lonely inside. Maybe they don't know about it. They're just looking for companionship. They're looking for love. And they say, I would like to find love. And they and everybody, all the friends, all the parents, all the relatives want to put two people together. And always, every movie I keep hearing, I want you to be happy. Some wise mother says to her daughter in relation to getting into relationship with some young man, she would say, I want you to be happy. Or a friend advises to a friend as well regarding relationship, I want you to be happy. So it's implied or blatantly stated that in order to be happy, you have to be in a relationship with another human. And we're not going into political discussions about who is who and what is what peers they are. But what the main premise is, if you are in a relationship with somebody, then you're happy. And if you're single or alone, you are not happy. Well, that's a big myth, and I'm going right now to talk about it. And but I also know that every single person who's walked this earth, and that applies all of us, right? We felt loneliness or continue feeling loneliness inside, but a lot of people got used to living with it. They don't know what to do with it. They found a partner. They were looking for a relationship, and they continue looking for relationships because deep inside there is that loneliness. They either stop noticing it because it's always there, or they mask it with some kind of addiction, with something that would temporarily put a band-aid on that loneliness, but it doesn't go anywhere. And let me show you something here on with a prop. So imagine this is a person who feels lonely inside, and therefore she wants to find love and or relationship. She wants to maybe get married or have a boyfriend. So she is on the lookout for a relationship. She wants to be happy, and everybody around says that she needs to be happy by finding true love. All the fairy tales suggest that, and everything else. So she is looking for that true love, the Prince Charming, who will feel her loneliness. And together, there is no any more loneliness. They're together, they found love, so they're happy, and they will live happily ever after. However, there is a spiritual principle, and it's actually widely known by now, that like attracts like. In some other episode, I will address about opposites attract, which is complete myth, but that's another story. So not usually, it's the law that like attracts like, because it's all vibrational. It's about vibrational frequency, and vibrational frequency does not joke, does not lie. It just like attracts like, period. It's science, it's physics, quantum physics. So this person wants to find love, but she feels lonely, and she wants to find somebody who will fill this void. Like attracts like. So she found the person and very excited. They're both very excited. Uh, Everything right now, sparks fly, fireworks go off, and they're very excited. They found each other, they fell in love, everything is great. And finally, gradually, they're getting together closer and closer, and finally, they get married, or they are in steady relationship. And so they got married, and now they are one. And that's how they look. So this person expects this person to fill the void, but like attracts like. So if this person has this loneliness, then she can only attract this person who has the same loneliness, because like attracts like. And so together, they are together, but they still have this profound loneliness inside, but they have no idea about it. They don't know that this the partner will never fulfill their never fill this void. And so they expect. So every relationship is based on accepting or expecting that the other partner will love them so much and will fill that void and will do and will make them happy. And so they keep expecting it. And after the honeymoon period, whatever that is, could be a little bit, could be longer, but they start gradually realizing that the void is still there. The loneliness didn't go anywhere. The behavior is different. The behavior settles into routine, and routine starts showing that the loneliness is there. It's lifting its ugly head. And in so they still don't understand because they're ignorant about this principle. So they start blaming each other because they expected that their loneliness would be fulfilled or filled by the other side. And if it didn't happen, because it can happen, no matter how the other person, how wonderful the other person is, how wonderful you are, it just doesn't work this way spiritually. And so they become one big hole full of loneliness. They're mirroring each other, and they're being angry because their expectations are not fulfilled. And that creates all kinds of marital problems. It creates broken relationships and so forth. Why? Because two people are so ignorant about spiritual principle that actually at work here. It's not their fault. They just don't know it, don't remember it, because they have forgotten all of that, even since they're born incarnated in this reality, or even past lives. And so that's why I'm telling this here. I'm saying, giving this example, because you cannot find anything to fill your loneliness in the outside of yourself. You have to look inside. The loneliness is inside of you. It's not outside of you. When you fill up the loneliness, guess what? When you are fully without loneliness, you will find like attracts like, and guess what? Then you can be whole. But before that, you are still like this with a big loneliness inside. And that the other person, I will repeat, the other person will not be able to feel this loneliness, no matter how Prince Charming he or she is, or princess, whatever that side is. And what's the solution to this problem? The solution is the opposite of what people do. Usually, what people do is, like I described, they go outside of themselves to find something that fulfills their loneliness, whether it's a relationship, whether it's some kind of marriage or partnership or whatever, or they just mask it with addictions. And then they have no idea why it doesn't work. So the solution to the problem is to go within. And what the heck is within, right? Well, what's within is the divine. So if you the actually what you're looking for feeling the void or that loneliness spot with love, because only divine can provide love, because divine is love. And so love of the divine is that's what every single human on earth, actually every single soul on earth, is seeking, but cannot find it in the outside world, because the outside world is the mental reflection of what's inside, and inside there is no love, therefore loneliness exists. So it's about direct communication and direct relationship and direct partnership with the divine. And when you've done that, then if you are in this partnership, then you become fully whole, and then you will attract the same person the similar person like attracts like, and you will be as a whole person. So that's how it works. I do remember myself long time ago. I was standing many years ago. I was standing in the middle of the huge city square full of a crowd. It was some kind of national celebration, and I was in that crowd. I don't like crowds. I don't usually stand there, but somehow I ended up in that crowd and in the middle of it, with a lot, obviously, with a lot of people around me. And even my boyfriend at that time was standing next to me. So I should have been very happy and very content, because there were so many people. I was definitely not alone in that huge square. However, this moment, for some reason, it became very profound moment for me, very vivid. And I still remember, it's many hundred years ago, and I still remember that feeling, and I still remember that moment. And I do not want to repeat that feeling ever again. And I haven't. And so what I was feeling was the loneliness, the profound feeling of loneliness. I was with my love at that time. I was with with the crowd of people. I was supposed to be happy, and I wasn't. I was lonely instead. I felt it deeply in my core, and nothing outside could fill that void. And so I know this pain of loneliness firsthand, obviously. And I know every single person has it. It's either hidden deep inside that you're not even aware of it, but your behavior can show it, or you feel it, you're aware of it. So there are different gradations of that feeling of loneliness. It depends on what you are, where you are on your in your earthly pilgrimage, on your level of spiritual development. And but it's there. And so if you try to look for love outside, you will not find it. You will find disappointment, you will get angry, you will get upset, and you will blame the other person for not, quote unquote, loving you enough. And I'm sure you have experienced one or twice something like that. So that's why it's very important to understand it. So what's the solution? Again, I'm repeating that solution is connection with the divine. And therefore, I'm still continuing right now talking about divine guidance challenge for women entrepreneurs that I am actually offering in very few days. It's coming up this week. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, and if you're interested, please register. Go to the link, register, and get on board, because your life will be transformed tremendously, and it will never be the same. This is not fluff. This is not flying in the sky. This is not a metaphysical topic just for fun. This is reality that you need to embrace in order to improve your life and not feel lonely any longer. And so, what are we going to do in this challenge? We are going to I started with the wrong slide. You're going to prove to yourself that the divine is close, personal, and present in your life. Because before you even connect with the divine, what do you need to do? You need to know and believe that the divine self of yours is close and knows about you pretty well. And open a real two-way direct communication with the divine, because again, we start with communication. When you look for a partner outside of yourself, what do? You start with communication. You start talking to that person. You meet the person, and then you talk to the person, and then you gradually progress in your relationship. Well, the same with the divine. It's the same situation. You meet your divine, and then you progress in your communication and later on relationship, and learn how to ask for divine guidance. Well, ask and you shall receive. But how do you ask so you can get a clear answer? And how do you receive that clear answer? Answers are all around you. Have you been living and noticing every single thing that is around you that gives you the answers? They're all around you. Have you asked? Have you noticed? Have you received the answer? Have you received any signs that divine communication is working with you every minute of your day? Well, in this class, you will, and you will know what's it like. Understand why it's super important to learn and apply divine guidance in your business and life. I honestly don't understand how can people live their lives without even looking into the subject of divine guidance. How is it possible? Because when I woke up, but again, you have to be awakened spiritually to even be interested in it. And of course, be challenged to receive your own divine guidance and work with it. Everything I do, everything I teach is always, always practical application. This is not flying in the sky, not having this mental knowledge and not applying it in the physical life, because that's we need to survive here, really, right? Everybody's in survival mode, and it's not the purpose of life at all. And so when you practice applying spiritual knowledge in the practical application, that's everything changes and life becomes magical. And so 3-day divine guidance challenge for women entrepreneurs coming up in few days, and then I'll stop talking about it. It's free, and there is you have nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain, because your life will be transformed. I've proven it over and over again. And it's go to the link irenabaker.com/challenge. However, if you happen to see a clickable link underneath this live, click on that link, because it could be that my friend or my colleague or my friend or my client put that link underneath. So use that link, click on it, and join us in the free divine guidance challenge. Your life will be transformed. Register now. Don't hesitate. And remember, when you follow the divine, money will follow you. When you serve the divine, money will serve you. Bye for now.